Alright, everyone settle in because today we are diving deep into a footballing mystery that still sends shivers down the spine of every Argentine fan and honestly any football enthusiast who remembers those nail-biting moments. We're talking about a time when one of the greatest football nations on earth, a country synonymous with legends like Maradona and Messi, was teetering on the brink of an unthinkable disaster. I mean, seriously, how on earth did Argentina, with all that talent, all that history, all that passion, almost miss out on a World Cup qualifier spot? It sounds impossible, right? Like a bad dream that just wouldn't end. Well, today, I'm going to peel back the layers of that incredible story and reveal the truly shocking, multifaceted reasons why the Albiceleste found themselves in such a precarious position. We're not just talking about a bad game or a couple of unfortunate results here, we're talking about a perfect storm of circumstances that pushed a footballing giant to the absolute edge. Get ready, because this is a deep dive into the psychology, the tactics, the politics, and the sheer drama of international football. It's a tale of near misses, of desperate measures, and ultimately of a miraculous escape that nobody saw coming. Let's set the scene first, because understanding the context is absolutely crucial to grasping the magnitude of this near catastrophe. Argentina is not just a football team, it's a national religion, a source of immense pride and identity for millions of people. Every World Cup qualification is expected, not hoped for. It's an inherent right, almost, and the idea of missing out is simply unfathomable, a national tragedy of epic proportions. So when they found themselves struggling badly, it sent shockwaves through the entire country and indeed the football world. The first shocking reason, the one that often gets overlooked in the heat of the moment, was a truly baffling carousel of managerial changes that destabilized the entire setup. Imagine a team trying to build cohesion and a consistent playing style when the coach changes every few months, bringing in completely different philosophies and tactical approaches. It was an absolute mess, a chaotic environment where players barely had time to adapt to one system before a new face arrived, demanding something entirely different. This constant flux meant there was no long-term vision, no consistent strategy, and certainly no sense of stability for the squad. This managerial merry-go-round wasn't just about changing faces, it was about the fundamental disruption it caused to player roles and team chemistry. One coach might prefer a possession-based game, another a counter-attacking style, and yet another might experiment with wildly different formations. How can players, especially those coming from top European clubs with established systems, be expected to perform at their peak when the national team's identity is shifting with every new appointment? It created confusion, uncertainty, and a palpable lack of confidence among the squad members. Compounding this issue was the fact that many of these coaching appointments felt rushed or politically motivated rather than based on a clear strategic plan for the team's success. The Argentine Football Association (AFA) was itself in a state of turmoil during this period, plagued by internal power struggles and financial difficulties. This meant that decisions about the national team's leadership were often made under immense pressure and without the careful consideration required for such a high-stakes role. It was a recipe for disaster from the very beginning. The second shocking reason, closely intertwined with the first, was a severe and persistent tactical identity crisis that plagued the team for much of the campaign. With so many different managers, each bringing their own ideas, the team never truly settled on a cohesive playing style or a clear game plan. They often looked disjointed on the field, lacking fluidity in attack and solidity in defense, appearing like a collection of talented individuals rather than a unified force. This absence of a defined tactical identity made them predictable at times and vulnerable at others. One of the most glaring tactical misfires was the consistent inability to build a system that truly maximized Lionel Messi's unparalleled genius while also supporting the rest of the team. For years there was this unspoken expectation that Messi would simply conjure magic out of nothing. But a truly great team provides the framework for its star to shine. Instead, it often felt like the entire tactical approach was, give it to Messi and hope for the best, which put an unbearable burden on him and left other talented players underutilized or out of position. This over-reliance was both a blessing and a curse. Furthermore, the team struggled with basic defensive organization and midfield control, often leaving gaping holes that opponents exploited with alarming regularity. South American qualifiers are notoriously physical and demanding, requiring incredible discipline and resilience. Argentina often lacked that collective defensive effort, that willingness to track back and cover for teammates. It wasn't just about individual errors, it was a systemic issue, a failure to function as a cohesive defensive unit, which led to many frustrating and costly goals conceded. The third shocking reason, a factor that often goes unmentioned but significantly impacted the team, was the profound psychological pressure and the weight of expectation on the players. Imagine being part of a team where anything less than perfection is considered a failure and where the entire nation's hopes and dreams rest squarely on your shoulders. This immense pressure, particularly on players who had already lost major finals like the World Cup and Copa America, created a mental block, a fear of failure that sometimes paralyzed them on the pitch. It wasn't just about skill, it was about mental fortitude. The media scrutiny in Argentina is relentless and unforgiving, and during this period of struggle it reached fever pitch, with every mistake, every draw, every loss magnified exponentially. Players were constantly criticized, sometimes unfairly, and the narrative quickly turned negative, creating a toxic environment that seeped into the locker room. This constant barrage of negativity made it incredibly difficult for the team to regroup, to find confidence, and to play with the freedom and joy that is essential for top-level performance. It was a mental battle as much as a physical one. This psychological burden also manifested in a noticeable lack of leadership and self-belief within the squad during critical moments. When things got tough, when they conceded an early goal or faced a hostile away crowd, the team often struggled to find someone to step up and rally the troops. There were moments where heads dropped, where the collective belief seemed to waver, and where individual players appeared overwhelmed by the enormity of the situation. This mental fragility was a significant contributing factor to their struggles. The fourth shocking reason was a combination of key player injuries and a noticeable dip in form for several crucial individuals at the worst possible time. Football is a team sport, but the absence of even one or two vital cogs can completely disrupt the balance and effectiveness of a squad, especially one already struggling for cohesion. When star players are either sidelined with injuries or simply not performing at their usual world-class level, the entire team suffers and the margin for error shrinks dramatically. It's a domino effect that can quickly spiral out of control. Think about the impact of losing a top-tier striker, a commanding centre-back, or a creative midfielder right before crucial qualifying matches. It forces coaches to shuffle the lineup, to play players out of position, or to rely on less experienced options, which further destabilizes an already fragile system. These unforeseen absences meant the team was constantly adapting, constantly trying to fill voids, rather than building on a stable foundation. It was a constant uphill battle against circumstances beyond their control. Beyond injuries, some players who were usually consistent performers simply weren't hitting their stride during this particular qualifying campaign, whether due to fatigue, personal issues, or the sheer pressure we discussed earlier. When multiple key players are simultaneously underperforming, it creates a vacuum of quality and leadership on the pitch. The usual sparks of brilliance, the moments of individual magic that can turn a game, were fewer and further between, leaving the team looking flat and uninspired for extended periods. The fifth shocking reason, a subtle yet powerful one, was the sheer intensity and unforgiving nature of the CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers themselves. South America is arguably the toughest confederation to qualify from, with every match feeling like a cup final against fiercely competitive opponents, often in incredibly challenging conditions. There are no easy games, no guaranteed points, and even the so-called weaker teams are capable of pulling off major upsets, especially on their home turf. Argentina simply wasn't prepared for this relentless grind. Teams like Ecuador, Bolivia, and Peru often prove to be incredibly difficult opponents, especially when playing at high altitudes or in hostile environments where the home crowd creates an intimidating atmosphere. Argentina often struggled in these away fixtures, failing to adapt to the conditions or match the intensity of their opponents. This inability to consistently grind out results in tough away games meant they dropped crucial points that they would have expected to secure. Every point counts in this brutal qualification format. Furthermore, the quality of the opposition across the board seemed to be particularly high during this cycle, with teams like Brazil, Uruguay, Colombia, and Chile all boasting strong squads and clear identities. Argentina wasn't just facing internal issues, they were also up against genuinely excellent teams who were playing at a very high level. This combination of internal disarray and external strength created a perfect storm that pushed Argentina further and further down the table, making their path to qualification incredibly difficult. The sixth shocking reason was a palpable lack of belief and unity within the squad itself, which manifested in moments of on-field disorganization and a perceived absence of fighting spirit. When a team is struggling, confidence naturally takes a hit, but it's crucial for players to stick together, to fight for each other, and to maintain a strong collective spirit. There were times when Argentina appeared disjointed, not just tactically but emotionally, lacking that vital spark of camaraderie and shared purpose. This internal discord was deeply concerning. Rumors of internal disagreements and a lack of communication between certain players or between players and the coaching staff occasionally surfaced, further fueling concerns about the team's cohesion. While such things are common in high-pressure environments, they become far more damaging when a team is already struggling for results. A united dressing room is often the bedrock of success, and when that foundation is shaky, the entire structure can crumble under pressure. It created a sense of unease and division. This lack of belief also seemed to affect their ability to close out games or come from behind, which is a hallmark of truly great teams. When they conceded a goal or fell behind, it often felt like the energy drained out of them and they struggled to mount a comeback. That unwavering self-belief, that conviction that they could turn any situation around, seemed to be missing for extended periods. It was a psychological barrier that proved incredibly difficult to overcome. So how did they pull themselves out of this seemingly inescapable spiral of despair and near misses? Well, it wasn't one single magical moment, but rather a combination of factors that ultimately turned the tide in those final desperate matches. The first crucial element was a renewed sense of collective determination and a realization that they were truly on the brink of missing out on the World Cup. That fear of failure, which had paralyzed them earlier, now galvanized them into action. It was a do-or-die situation, and they finally embraced it. A critical turning point was often attributed to a renewed focus on playing to their strengths and simplifying their tactical approach rather than overthinking or overcomplicating things. Sometimes in football, the best solution is to go back to basics, to play with passion and to let individual brilliance shine within a clear framework. This shift allowed players to express themselves more freely and to play with a sense of purpose that had been missing. It was about getting back to what they do best. And of course we cannot talk about Argentina's miraculous qualification without acknowledging the truly superhuman efforts of Lionel Messi in those final make or break games. When the chips were down, when the pressure was at its absolute peak, he delivered performances that transcended football, proving once again why he is considered one of the greatest of all time. He single-handedly dragged his team across the finish line, scoring crucial goals and providing moments of magic that defied belief. It was a testament to his unparalleled talent and mental strength. His leadership in those final moments wasn't just about his goals, it was about his presence, his determination and his refusal to give up even when all hope seemed lost. He inspired his teammates to dig deep, to find that extra gear and to fight for every single ball. It was a moment where the burden of expectation transformed into a source of immense power and motivation. He truly rose to the occasion when his country needed him most. Ultimately, Argentina secured their World Cup spot in dramatic fashion, proving that even when things seem utterly hopeless, a combination of resilience, belief, and individual brilliance can still prevail. It was a journey filled with incredible highs and terrifying lows, a testament to the unpredictable nature of football and the immense pressures of international competition. They learned invaluable lessons about unity, about tactics, and about the sheer mental fortitude required to succeed at the highest level. So what's the shocking reason Argentina almost missed the qualifiers? It wasn't one thing, it was a complex web of interconnected issues, a perfect storm of managerial instability, tactical confusion, psychological pressure, player injuries, and the brutal reality of South American football. It was a stark reminder that even the most talented teams can falter when the foundations are shaky. And that success requires more than just individual brilliance, it demands unity, vision, and unyielding will to win. It was a wake-up call, a moment of crisis that ultimately forged a stronger, more resilient team. This incredible saga serves as a powerful lesson for any team, any organization, or even any individual facing overwhelming challenges. It shows that even when you're at your lowest point, when the odds seem stacked against you and the pressure is unbearable, there's always a path forward if you're willing to adapt, to fight, and to believe. Argentina's near miss was a harrowing experience, but it ultimately became a defining chapter in their footballing history, a story of how they stared into the abyss and pulled themselves back from the brink. What a ride, what a journey, and what a powerful reminder of the beautiful, unpredictable game we all love.